Grownish is one of those shows that had so much potential, but the execution of it just caused it to fall off. The premise of the show was very interesting. It felt like we were going to follow Zoe on her life from becoming this kind of high school kid through going through college, that kind of grownish period, and then becoming an adult. And not only were we going to follow Zoe, we were going to follow her incredibly diverse group of friends exploring their own different trials and tribulations. That's how the show was pitched. However, it quickly became all about Zoe, to the detriment of the other characters and character arcs going on in the series. And the show, to kind of tease you along, would have characters go on very intriguing or deep arcs, but only have those arcs kind of fall and crumble so they could make more time for Zoe and her relationship drama. So very interesting characters like Vivek, who originally had a very deep and insightful storyline, kind of got crumbled up and shallowed to be made this side character. And it got to the point where you literally wonder why certain characters were in the friend group, because you either never saw them or they only brought drama because they're a plot device for Zoe and her own hardship. Second issue is that Grownish had this really bad problem of not completing an arc because it would bring up very serious topics like Islamophobia or biphobia or how student athletes are treated, and those storylines would kind of fall flat because there wasn't enough time to deal with them and Zoe, even if Zoe's storyline was the less interesting of the two. And most of the time, it was the less interesting of the two. The episode that I started watching this show was when there was an episode with Naomi, who is a bisexual Jewish woman, and she's dating a guy who reveals that he's bisexual, and she has a really biphobic reaction to it, so she breaks up with him. And in the show, she's like, I have to really evaluate my own internalized biphobia and my own misogyny. Except that storyline never goes anywhere. She literally says what I just said point blank, and then we go back to one of Zoe's storylines. So the problem is that we had this ensemble cast, like there are so many characters that you can see in this photo, but the only one who ever had a complete character arc or complete storyline was literally Zoe. Honestly, if they had sidelined Zoe a bit more and made the show about the entire ensemble cast of characters, like it was originally pitched like it was going to be, I feel like this show could have been much better than what it ended up being.